In the tranquil town of Ravenswood, where the scent of autumn leaves hung in the air, the Thompson family embarked on a new chapter of their lives. Mr. Thompson, a history enthusiast, had long been captivated by the charm of old Victorian houses, and he couldn't resist the allure of the one that stood grandly on Oakwood Avenue. As they unloaded their belongings, the Thompsons marveled at the intricate architecture and the faded elegance of their new home. Each room held echoes of the past, whispering stories of long-forgotten occupants. Little did they know, the darkest secrets lay hidden within the confines of their own walls. It was on a rainy afternoon, as Mr. Thompson explored the musty attic, that he stumbled upon the mirror. Covered in a thin layer of dust, it seemed to beckon to him from a forgotten corner. Intricate carvings adorned its wooden frame, and the glass surface shimmered with an otherworldly sheen. Curiosity got the better of him, and he reached out to touch it, his fingers tracing the intricate patterns. As his gaze met his reflection, a shiver ran down his spine. For a brief moment, he thought he saw movement within the mirror, a shadow flitting across its surface. But when he blinked, the reflection returned to normal, leaving him with a sense of unease. Eager to share his discovery, Mr. Thompson called his wife, Mrs. Thompson, and their 2 children, Emma and Daniel, to the attic. Their eyes widened in awe as they took in the mirror's magnificence. Mrs. Thompson, a woman with an intuitive nature, couldn't help but feel a strange energy emanating from the antique glass. Emma, a curious and imaginative girl with a penchant for mystery, stood before the mirror, captivated by her own reflection. As she peered into its depths, she felt a whisper of a breeze caress her cheek, as if the mirror itself were alive, whispering secrets that only she could hear. Daniel, a pragmatic young boy with a scientific mind, observed the mirror with a skeptical frown. He dismissed the fleeting feeling of discomfort that washed over him, attributing it to the eerie ambiance of the attic. Little did they know, the mirror held a sinister power, a conduit to an unseen realm, where the whispers of lost souls echoed through time. It had long hungered for new victims, craving the chaos and despair that its secrets could unleash. As the Thompsons settled into their new home, hints of the mirror's influence began to seep into their lives. Shadows danced at the corners of their vision, disappearing when they turned to look. Faint murmurs echoed through empty hallways, like voices carried on a phantom breeze. Mrs. Thompson, sensitive to the supernatural, noticed subtle changes in their behavior. Dreams grew more vivid, filled with nightmarish visions that seemed to spill into the waking world. Each family member experienced an unexplained restlessness, an underlying unease that gnawed at their minds. Yet despite these subtle disturbances, the Thompsons remained oblivious to the true nature of the mirror's power. They brushed off the unsettling occurrences as mere coincidences, attributing them to the quirks of an old house. Little did they know that their lives were about to take a dark turn, that the mirror's whispers would grow in intensity, slowly unraveling their sanity and plunging them into a nightmarish descent into madness. The stage was set, and the Thompsons were unwitting players in a sinister game, where the stakes were their very souls. The mirror's whispers, though faint at first, were just the beginning of a chilling journey that would test the limits of their courage and resilience. As the days turned into weeks, the Thompsons' fascination with the antique mirror transformed into something far more sinister. The mirror's whispers, initially faint and barely noticeable, began to weave their way into the fabric of their lives, ensnaring their minds in a web of dark secrets. Emma, the imaginative and impressionable daughter, found herself irresistibly drawn to the mirror. Its ethereal whispers called to her, promising secrets and forbidden knowledge. Night after night, she stood before the mirror, her wide eyes reflecting a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. In the dead of night, as Emma stared into the mirror's depths, she saw fleeting glimpses of tortured souls trapped within its glass. Their anguished faces contorted with pain, their silent pleas for release echoing in her mind. The whispers grew louder, their chilling words slipping between the cracks of her sanity. Mrs. Thompson, a woman with a keen intuition, sensed a growing darkness within the house. Shadows seemed to dance with a malevolent energy, and a pervasive sense of unease settled over the family. She couldn't shake the feeling that the mirror held a secret that threatened to consume them all. One evening, while the rest of the family was asleep, Mrs. Thompson tiptoed down to the parlor. She stood before the mirror, her reflection distorted by the warped glass. Her hand trembling, she reached out to touch the mirror's surface, hoping to unlock its mysteries. In that moment, the mirror's whispers intensified, like a cacophony of tormented souls clawing at the edges of her consciousness. The words seared into her mind, revealing horrifying truths she could never have imagined. Her eyes widened with terror as the mirror unveiled the dark history of the house and the tragic fates of its previous inhabitants. Desperate to protect her family, Mrs. Thompson confronted the mirror, her voice quivering with determination. She demanded that it release its hold, that it relinquish its malevolent power. But the mirror, fueled by its own wicked desires, only responded with mocking whispers, taunting her with the knowledge that there was no escape. Daniel, the pragmatic and rational son, had always dismissed the mirror's whispers as mere superstition. He approached the situation with a scientific mindset, researching the psychology behind illusions and hallucinations. But as the mirror's influence grew, its whispers burrowed deep into his subconscious, chipping away at his rationality. In his dreams, Daniel encountered a nightmarish realm where reality blurred and nightmares came to life. Dark figures lurked in the shadows, their menacing presence sending chills down his spine. The whispers seeped into his thoughts, distorting his perception of the world, blurring the line between what was real and what was imagined. The once harmonious Thompson household became a battleground of fear and paranoia. The mirror's whispers, like tendrils of darkness, wrapped around their minds, slowly driving them to the brink of madness. Each family member felt the weight of their own fears and secrets amplified by the mirror's malevolence. It was a relentless pursuit, a race against time as the Thompsons fought desperately to break free from the mirror's haunting grip. They sought out experts in the occult, delved into ancient texts, and performed rituals in a desperate bid to sever their connection to the mirror. But the mirror, fueled by a centuries-old malevolence, defied their every attempt. Its whispers grew stronger, more insidious, refusing to be silenced. The family teetered on the edge of despair, their minds unraveling under the weight of the mirror's secrets. The Thompsons found themselves standing at the precipice of their own sanity. Their pursuit had only deepened their desperation, their confrontation with the mirror looming like an impending doom. They had glimpsed the true face of the mirror's evil, and they knew that only a breakthrough, a glimmer of hope, could save them from the abyss that awaited. In the face of the mirror's unrelenting whispers, the Thompsons refused to surrender to the encroaching darkness. This would test their resolve, as they prepared for the final confrontation with the malevolent mirror and the price they would have to pay for victory. Driven by desperation, the Thompsons sought out a renowned paranormal expert, Professor Benjamin Hartley. With a lifetime of experience in dealing with the supernatural, the family poured their hopes into his expertise, believing he held the key to their salvation. The Thompsons and Professor Hartley gathered in the parlor, where the mirror stood like a portal to another realm. They surrounded themselves with ancient relics, protective talismans, and whispered incantations. The air crackled with anticipation as they began the ritual to cleanse the mirror of its malevolence. But as their voices rose in unison, a sinister energy permeated the room, twisting the words of the incantation into a mockery of their intentions. The mirror's surface seemed to ripple, as if laughing at their futile attempts to break free from its grasp. Doubt gnawed at their hearts, but the Thompsons refused to yield. They delved deeper into forbidden knowledge, desperate to uncover the mirror's weakness. Guided by Professor Hartley's expertise, they unearthed an ancient chant, a potent spell that had the power to banish even the most malevolent spirits. With trembling voices, they recited the incantation, their words infused with determination and a glimmer of hope. A surge of energy pulsed through the room, swirling around the mirror like a tempest. For a brief moment, it seemed as if their efforts had succeeded. The mirror's whispers silenced, its malevolence contained. But their victory proved short-lived. As the silence settled, a low, guttural laughter resonated from within the mirror. The surface cracked, revealing a sinister, smirking face, a manifestation of the mirror's evil. It spoke with a voice that dripped with malice, taunting them with their futile attempts to defy its power. They exchanged desperate glances. The mirror had defied their every expectation, its malevolence growing stronger with each passing moment. It was no ordinary haunted object. They were dealing with a force beyond their comprehension. With a renewed determination, the Thompsons made a pact to confront the mirror head-on. They armed themselves with courage, ready to face the consequences of their actions. They knew that to break free from the mirror's haunting grip, they had to confront their deepest fears and unravel the mirror's dark secrets. Guided by Professor Hartley's wisdom, they entered a nightmarish realm within the mirror, a twisted reflection of their own fears and regrets. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy as they navigated a labyrinth of horrors, each step bringing them closer to the heart of the mirror's power. The mirror's whispers swirled around them, twisting their thoughts and sowing seeds of doubt. Yet, the Thompsons pressed forward, their love for one another and their determination to protect their family acting as a shield against the mirror's influence. Finally, they reached the heart of the mirror, an ethereal chamber where the mirror's true essence lay. Its whispers, now a cacophony of tortured souls, echoed through the chamber, threatening to shatter their resolve. In a moment of clarity, Mrs. Thompson stepped forward, her voice resonating with unwavering strength. She confronted the mirror, demanding it release its grip on their lives. With a defiant gaze, she cast aside her own fears and regrets, refusing to be consumed by the mirror's darkness. The mirror trembled, its surface flickering with uncertainty. The Thompsons stood united, their unwavering determination causing the mirror's power to falter. Inch by inch, they chipped away at its malevolence, exposing its vulnerability. In a final act of sacrifice, Mr. Thompson stepped forward, offering himself as a conduit to absorb the mirror's malevolence. With a surge of energy, he absorbed the mirror's whispers and secrets, his body contorting under the weight of its darkness. The chamber erupted in blinding light as the mirror shattered, its power broken. In the aftermath, the Thompsons stood, battered but triumphant. They had paid the price of victory, but their family remained intact. As they emerged from the shattered mirror, the house stood bathed in a newfound light. The shadows receded, and a sense of peace settled over the once haunted Victorian house. The mirror's whispers had been silenced, its secrets locked away forever. The Thompsons, forever changed by their harrowing ordeal. They had faced their darkest fears and emerged stronger, ready to embrace the future with newfound courage. And as they moved forward, the whispers of the mirror would forever serve as a reminder of the darkness they had overcome, a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable horrors.